Hello everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for weatherweb.net. This is your latest look ahead video today on the 3rd of December. Here's a look at the temperature profile for Birmingham, just pretty representative of much of the country. In fact, bouncing around a little bit over the next few days and into the early part of next week, but generally the cool theme is with us, although not especially cold. And just to keep the snow fans happy, this is the chart for the end of Friday, showing some snowfall accumulations across the Highlands of Scotland, across the Northern and Western Highlands, with some of these snow showers coming down, occasionally at some lower levels, chiefly up above 400 metres or so, and a few of the showers just getting down across North Wales and the Lake District, again, mostly above about 400 or 500 metres. A little bit more widespread for Sunday. This is the snow accumulation to the end of Sunday then. Again, it's the Western and Northwestern Highlands most prone. The Lake District again seeing a bit over the highest ground. I think a little bit more chance of getting down to some lower levels, maybe around 200 or 300 metres at its lowest, I think, by Sunday. Chiefly though, most of the snow is still well up over the high ground and low levels doing well to see anything at all. Just to look through a few of these charts, and this is the chart for Thursday into Friday. We've got a big ridge out in the Atlantic, quite a trough across Western Europe, another ridge out across Eastern Europe and into Russia. Got a northwesterly pattern developing through into Friday across northern Britain, with showers spreading down on a cool northwesterly breeze and staying unsettled in the western Mediterranean with low pressure at the surface here. Just to move that forward into the weekend, this is the chart for midnight on Sunday then. Quite a westerly pattern getting going, fronts moving in from the northwest increasingly through into Sunday, bringing rain from many areas and some wintry stuff over the tops of the Highlands, some of the higher ground of Northern England and North Wales, but mostly restricted to the high ground. High pressure is out in the mid-Atlantic. Just then watching this feature in the Western Atlantic, which has developed from the tropics, an area of low pressure spreading northwards and entering the mid-latitude jet stream as we go through into the start of next week. There's that low by Monday, and we've got another area of low pressure just coming off Canada. These systems that then merging into a larger area of low pressure as we go into the middle part of the week. There's a ridge of high pressure just building briefly across the country through into Monday behind the trough that will have gone through during Sunday. So an improving day for Monday, then going downhill with wind and rain and gales possible as we go through into the middle part of next week. There's a chart for Tuesday then, with low pressure centred away towards the northwest of Britain. Difficulties on the details as always with this stage from the operational runs of the models, but an area of low pressure in this sort of region looks likely with wind and rain spreading in off the Atlantic. Again, some of this may turn wintry on its back edge as it goes across the north of Scotland, but essentially Tuesday for many just looks like a wet, rather stormy day with strong winds across northern and western Britain in particular. And there's a chart for Wednesday with low pressure very much to the north of the British Isles, a strong and rather cold west-to-northwesterly pattern across the country, so temperatures on the chilly side and windy, feeling pretty unpleasant then with quite a bit of rain and showers around, most of this always out towards the western side of Britain and this turning to snow over the mountains of Scotland and some higher ground in northwestern Britain across into Northern Ireland too. Some agreement then on the position of that system. This is the ECMWF ensemble model, so a bit more averaged out, but the general theme is there with low pressure and quite a trough to the northwest of the British Isles, and that fairly cool west to northwesterly pattern is evident then. The Canadian model as well, seeing a pretty deep low on its operational run away towards Iceland, and with that strong jet stream and a strong Atlantic influence across the British Isles. A little bit milder perhaps on this run, but again it's northern Britain staying in a cooler pattern and southern Britain a little bit milder, but not particularly mild overall. And the GFS ensemble sees low pressure as well towards the north by the 10th, and we've got that strong westerly pattern with northern Britain particularly cool and southern Britain a little bit milder, and again that risk then on that model of northern and western facing mountains seeing some quite heavy falls of rain and at times this falling as snow over the higher ground. Just to have a look at the 500 millibar flow, this is for days 7 to 10, so this is through until the 13th of December, so right at the end of next week then. We've got quite an upper trough shown on both models. This is the European model on the left, GFS on the right, and this is then pretty much carrying on that theme from the earlier part of the week, with high pressure largely away towards the south or the southwest. So quite unsettled, fairly cool as well with that air coming down from a rather cold source region across northern Canada, across parts of Greenland as well, and it's always northern Britain most likely to be seeing then that colder air as we go towards the back end of next week, and still not desperately cold but a rather chilly pattern and with wintry stuff over the highest ground. Notice as well, I think a bit more noticeable on the European model, a trough across the eastern side of the States, and I think some of the American forecasters watching out for an area of low pressure and one of their nor'easters to bring cold and snow to some of these northeastern states as we go through next week, so I want to keep an eye on for that part of the world. So it's looking increasingly unsettled as we go through into next week. Fairly chilly at times as well, with the wind coming round from the west and the northwest, and a rather chilly North Atlantic influence across the British Isles then, and always northern and western Britain in the firing line for the strongest of the winds and the heaviest of the rain, and this turning increasingly wintry over the highest ground. But by and large, at lower levels, most of this will be rain. At times, though, may just get some snow down to some lower levels across northern and western Britain, but largely across central and southern areas, looking more like rain, and temperatures in the middle single figures Celsius, but not particularly mild, equally not desperately cold as we go through the week ahead. And we'll bring you right up to date, as always, with the very latest on that here at weatherweb.net in all the forecast videos and the musings on the site. For now, though, thank you for watching, and bye for now.